There are two versions of trader journeys out there. There's the have job along the way, blowing accounts, give up next month version. Then there's the efficient, sustainable, and consistent version. Today's topic is this one right here. Before becoming a trader, we first thought of becoming one. But how and when were the next questions? I'm going to give you the answers to those questions. Then somewhere in the video, I will wrap it up in a nice little present. The trading noob prepping chart. There's a little tip in the end if I come up with one. Angie's here, your reasonable noob guide, student of trading, currently at week 8. Welcome. This is a 2-part micro series by your one and only. Let's get to it. Let's start by answering when. The best time to start is now. No, not to place or enter a trade now, but to start learning immediately because that's a huge part of your trading journey. Gets? Now how? Which is in many parts. Jokes aside, this involves prepping your physical self, body and mind. Then there's the mental self, your way of thinking and self-awareness. You need to convince yourself that you can do this and that you will keep going at it. You also need to convince yourself that you need to look after your physical and mental health so that you can last in this treacherous path. Have dedication for trading. You need to be aware of what type of trading activities there are. Currently, from my experience, they are learning material, backtesting, and forecasting, which depends on your level. But learning is first and foremost. There should also be a dedicated time for trading activities. All the books, successful and profitable humans, have all said for free that it's best to do it in the morning or evening or both. But let's start with morning for now. But why? If trading is one of your big goals as of now, you increase the sense of accomplishing that goal when you do something related to trading first thing. After waking up, great stuff are also happening inside your brain, making you a more efficient learner. Just to give you more of an overview, you must think of it as if you're about to embark a world travel adventure. You need to pack your luggage. Preparing your mind and body is you packing that luggage so that you can fly out for your trading travel trip. It's pretty good to think of it that way because there will be a whole load of information being thrown at you throughout your learning process. There are going to be a tremendous amount of ups and downs, feeling unaccomplished, feeling overwhelmed, and feelings of underperforming even though I did well the other day sort of feelings. Therefore, thou and I need a person, which is us or yourself, who has installed the latest update of iOS software that will enable us to tackle those type of tragedies. Now, there are a few ways to prep. Let's start with your mind and body, which is your physical self. Starting with the body. Things that you can do that is dedicated to accomplishing trading or maybe anything at all. We need to be conscious at these things first before it becomes subconscious, or in other words, automatic. Eating right. Brain and energy related foods, not the ones that give you brain damage and laziness. Sleep right, because you need to reset your brain efficiency. Like my MacBook Pro, I have not turned it off since 2015, but it is still a beast because it sleeps when it wants to, and in return, it turns on performing like a beast when I ask it to. Resting. Take a nap. Take a nap. And step away from trading if you have to. Yes, ladies and gentle humans, this is for when you feel overloaded or burnt out. Do not force yourself if you can no longer absorb material. You're just wasting time by then, and you're just going to make yourself hate trading. Yes, exercising or any form of activities that make you sweat. This is especially helpful because sweating releases good feeling hormones, empowering you to keep going going. Next, we have activities for prepping the mind as part of your physical self. Read about productivity and study productivity. Google the crap out of productivity. A key learning concept for me is now what we call Pomodoros. Before I even knew it was called that, I learned this back in 2016 when I did a lecture for my alma mater. I applied this technique to sustain the engagement of my students for a 3-hour lecture. Next, we have self-talk. This one is quite personal, but you need to know yourself ASAP. Otherwise, later when you enter a trade, you are going to get fucked. And you'll understand why soon. Then you'll remember that I don't always talk shit. Start thinking about goals. Write them down, and alongside that, write up a few reasonable daily habits that will help you achieve those goals. Just to wrap that side up and give you an example, my current habits are to wake up early, drink water, make my bed, drink my meds, drink more water. And for the main event, I either look at the charts or I munch on learning material. Waking up early sounds insane because I thought it was insane, but it gives you a whole load of time for the rest of your day, and now I even wake up before my alarms. Drinking water for me early in the morning is to hydrate my eyeballs and my brain. The part where you make your bed makes you feel accomplished. There are now days when I'm like, who did my bed? But I did. But I didn't know because it has now become subconscious to me. After that, I need to be drinking my meds for my psychotic tummy, and I need to be drinking more water because I cannot have coffee at this point of time in my life. When I say looking at charts, I mean either in backtesting or forecasting mode. But for now, if you're a beginner, then munching on learning material would be best for you at this point. There's also a certain way that I do this, by applying the Pomodoro technique very early in the morning. I do 2 sessions of 20 minutes efficient studying and 5-minute breaks. With that, it's a great start for my day. I say maximum 2 sessions of Pomodoros in the morning because applying the part where we must look after our physical self, I need to eat breakfast by then for my psychotic tummy, because without my need to eat, I can shred 2-hour 10-minute Pomodoros all day long. Somehow I can enter the flow state quite easily in the morning. But I have drilled it into my brain that I cannot be neglecting my physical self. Moving on to prepping our mental self, let's hack that way of thinking. The first thing you can do is have a look at your progress. All the things that you are doing or have done. Look at the stuff that you have written. Take a look at your notes. Those represents the stuff that you have done that is in line with accomplishing your goals. In other words, you need to embrace the fact that those are proof that you have the intention to be here for the long game. Ask yourself why you are trading. Imagine and believe that you have achieved your whole load of cash and your muscle cars. Believe that you can now trade, surf, eat, repeat in your holiday, everyday, #trader lifestyle. What more can trading do for you? Whose lives can it change? Can other people's lives become better because of your trading? When you ask and answer those type of questions, as long as you were true and honest, then it will really help you to keep going during those shitty times. With that in mind, let's redefine what it really means to become a good trader. In simpler terms, and you're going to come across this along your trading journey, a good trader means a consistently profitable trader. But what I need to remind you is that before you become profitable, you need to be consistent first of all. Like if you think this guide is reasonable indeed, feel free to write up any questions down at the comments below or slide into them DMs. Links will be at the description. If you're still here at the end of the video, I'm going to give you more secret tips, although they're really not my original idea, but these will really hack your brain into thinking that you're here to do this for reals. Declutter, Mary Kondo the shit out of your space. This will make you feel accomplished and it will enhance your clarity whilst being in that space. 2. Set up a workspace. This can be your lap or a mini table, but the most important thing is that it shouldn't be facing your bed, the TV, or your cute pets. We know how distracting they can want just one habit to begin with, because clearly doing everything all at once will be stressful. Finally, learn to procrastinate. This is procrastinating, but in a progressive way, like binging